Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. We're doing the handheld mic thing. We'll see how it goes. My latest video was a video where I talked about some of the best and worst books I read so far this year. In that video, I ranted a bit, especially about the worst books, and I really enjoyed doing that. I really enjoyed ranting about books. So I thought that, hey, I want to film another video where I rant a bit, talk freely. So I asked you guys on Twitter to please share your bookish hot takes with me, and I'm gonna react to those now. So I guess if you're easily offended or such, perhaps don't watch this. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I'm a fairly reasonable person, but I'm gonna make fun of it. I also attempted to put up my hair in this TikTok Gen Z type of way. Let me know what you think. It's my first time wearing it like this. Let's have a look at your bookish hot takes. Why am I sitting here with two phones? I'm looking stupid. I know, I'm sorry. Love triangles are rarely done well and are best avoided. It's reactively, my first thought is to say, agree, 100%. The thing is though that it's been a long time since I read a love triangle. It must have been like my teen era, when I was a teenager. I don't think I've read a book with a love triangle lately. Maybe, I guess You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty is sort of a love triangle, but I can't really think of any adult books with love triangles. I can think of plenty of TV shows. Can't really think of any books, but I do agree that I don't typically enjoy love triangles. It's also always so obvious who the main love interest is. Even like when you introduce a second love interest, you always know who the main love interest is, and it rarely changes throughout the book or the series. So there's never really any point in introducing a new love interest because we just know it's not gonna be that person. It's very rare that it's gonna be that person. So it's like, why bother? Series over 6 books are just too long and not necessary. Not talking about spin-offs in the same world. Have I even completed a series that's more than 6 books? I don't agree with this, I think. I haven't read enough series to have an opinion about this, I guess. But I don't think there's a thing as too long if you have a well-developed world or universe or characters, or if it's just doesn't really matter what type of series it is. It can be an epic fantasy, it can be a mystery thriller series with a detective doing multiple cases in each book and so on. Like, I don't think it really matters what type of genre it is. I don't think there's a problem with having super long series. If you have a dedicated fan base, it's gonna sell, it's gonna keep them happy. Yeah, no, I don't have any issues with this. I think perhaps if you're thinking of like specific types of series, but if we're just talking about long book series in general, no, I disagree with this. Here's one that I think is interesting and might get some opinions, and I have opinions. And that is, NetGalley is only for people who review books in some professional capacity and not for Beryl in Milton Keynes who just wants free books. Now, I'm Swedish, so I don't get the Beryl in Milton Keynes reference, although I'm guessing it's just like, I would say, a random Swedish person wanting free books. I'm guessing it's the equivalent of that. I disagree with this, but I see what you're getting at, but I disagree. Because obviously, NetGalley is available to everyone, whether you are a professional reviewer or not. So I wouldn't say that it's not for everyone, because obviously it already is for everyone. You can easily create a NetGalley account and start requesting books. You might not get all of the books that you're requesting because you're not a professional reviewer. But I feel like that's on NetGalley's side to make that decision. That's on them and on the publishers to decide who gets their arcs and not. And I think they're doing that fairly well. When I first started to get into BookTube, I also saw NetGalley as a way to get free books. I started to apply for ARCs on NetGalley, and I read a few of them, but I have nowhere near read all of the ARCs I requested back in the day. So I stopped using NetGalley because there was no point in me using that. And also I had such a bad ratio on my NetGalley account because I wasn't reviewing books, because I wasn't reading them in time. So like, I failed as someone who requested books, so I stopped getting books, which makes sense. I get this argument, but also it's sort of like, it is for everyone. it's up to NetGalley and the publisher to filter out who they want to provide books to or not. There are many books that you don't need to make requests for on NetGalley, and the entire purpose of that is just to get the book out and get the buzz and get people talking about it and rating it on Goodreads and all of that. And yeah, then it's definitely for people that just want a free book and if they're willing to read it. No, I don't agree with this one. It's not the consumer's responsibility this time, it's the one who's providing the books. Is my point. Cracking spines, especially with chunky books, is fine. Also, books are for enjoyment, DNF why not? 100% agree. If you know me, you know that I'm a back cracker, spine breaker, whatever you like to call us. I'm all for this. I like that. I like the feeling of cracking a spine. I do it in a specific way, but I like it. So I think it's 100% fine, not only exclusively to chunky books, but all books. And also, books are for enjoyment, DNF why not? 100%. DNF is completely fine. If you're not into something anymore, DNF it. It's not the entire world. You do you. Duologies are superior to trilogies, with a few exceptions, since usually one of the books feels like filler. Once again, I don't think I've actually completed enough duologies and trilogies to have an opinion about this. Can I just have a look on my shelves? I do think the entire Darker Shade of Magic trilogy wouldn't be as good as a duology because there's too much. I think it depends a lot on the genre, the target audience, and I guess the world, if it's like high or low fantasy or anything like that. Many times I do feel like there's not enough pages in a book or in a series to do everything that needs to be done for that world and the characters and the world building and all of that. So if I'm having a look on my shelves, A Darker Shade of Magic, perfect as a free book series. Same thing with Poppy War, wouldn't change that. Same thing with Bear Town. Perhaps it's a bit more fillerish. I don't think I agree with this. Once again, I see what you're getting at, but I haven't read enough trilogies that I've been disappointed in order to have this opinion. So because of that, I don't agree. Apparently, loving Once Upon a Broken Heart but hating Carol and DNFing it is mine. I haven't read either, so I can't really say, but I know they are written by the same author. But I think you should stand up for your bookish hot take, be proud with it, and showcase it to the world. I think we need more proper hot takes, and this feels like a proper hot take. I don't know anything about it, but it feels like a proper hot take, so own that shit. Too many books claim they feature a strong female, while it's just a woman with sword or magic. Doesn't make her strong. I feel like, yes, this was the case back in the day. Not anymore, though. I feel like women in literature has changed. And the female characters in books go through so much more to showcase their strength than just showcasing how they are able to wield a sword. I think this was the case back in the day. I think we are evolving from that. But I do agree that just because someone can wield a sword, they are not necessarily a strong character. And this goes for both males and females, although I definitely understand the case for it being a strong woman if it's a girl with a sword. Most trilogies can be compacted in a standalone. This is an even hotter take than the duology one. I'd say no. Usually the first book of a series is so solid that it could be a standalone. I feel it's very rare that the first book leaves on such a cliffhanger that it could not be a standalone. But I don't think an entire trilogy, once it has been planned as a trilogy, could be compacted into just one book. Unless you want to read a 1,000-page long Bible. I'm gonna say no with this one. I'm just thinking about, once again, Poppy War, A Darker Shade of Magic. Like, if you were to try and squeeze the entirety of Poppy War into one standalone book, no, I don't want to see that. But that's just because I'm biased to the series and I want as many books as I can get. Owning multiple copies of the same book is normal. Obviously, yes, it is normal. Okay, yeah, it is normal. I don't think you're alone in thinking this. Although I do have my own opinions about owning multiple copies of the same book. I get if it's a collectible thing. I get if it's your favorite book in this entire world and you're collecting various editions and all of that. And especially if it's special editions or signed editions or you bought it somewhere that's very sentimental or nostalgic or means something to you. I get that. When you have a book, like a new release in like various kinds of paperbacks and hardbacks, and they all are the same. Or I don't really get the purpose of having both the hardback and the paperback unless it's because they are matching like a series in an edition. There are cases when I think it's a bit over the top. Let's say you have the hardback and then you have like 3 different types of paperbacks. Do you really need 4 editions of that one book if it's the same without any difference at all? Once again, I get if it's multiple special editions, and I also get it when it's in different languages. It is normal. For me, it's just you have the same book for one entire shelf. For me, it's just space that could be other books, you know? If I see someone fill up an entire shelf with one type of book, I'm just sitting there like, that could have been 12 different books. That could have been 12 different favorite books. Now it's 1 favorite books. I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at. That's book space. That's book space. A 3rd act breakup in a romance setting actually makes me excited. I need drama. Oof. That is a hot take. I don't really agree with you. Yes, drama can help. The thing with 3rd act breakups is that they are very rarely done well, in my opinion. They are usually so unnecessary, and then the entire solution, the ending of the book, is so rushed because of this conflict that just showed up out of nowhere. I think I have yet to read a book where the 3rd act breakup is done well, in my opinion. In some books they are tolerable, but it's extremely rare that they are done well, and I stand by that. I want the drama before. Give me the drama in the first half of the book. The last half of the book, the final third, I want things to be smooth sailing and happy. I always curve my rating up or down by half a star based on solely vibes. I think this is a valid point, and I think you should keep doing you. No, but seriously, like up or down half a star based on vibes, fair. Honestly, the majority of my ratings are based on my own experience of reading that book. Yes, I can think a book is well written or well structured or has lovely prose or similar. That's not gonna make an amazing book for me though. Like, I might hate that book because I wasn't vibing with it. So I do think like personal experience and vibes is equally as important in rating a book. 100% stand by this. I often deliberately break the spine of my paperback books because it's easier to read that way. I said it already, I'm with you. I'm a backcracker, spine breaker. I'm here with you. I'm gonna show you. The thing I hate. This is a new book. Okay, this is a new book. I have not read it yet. Don't worry, I'm not gonna crack the back yet. This is how much the book will open. How am I supposed to read a book like this? This isn't even as bad as it can get. But like, how do you read a book like this? You need to like turn, and how do you get that inner part, you know? You need to like, how do I read this? How do I? It's not comfortable for either your hand or your face or neck. This one is even stiffer. How do I not crack this? You feel me? Here we have a well-read copy of Poppy War. I read it twice. This, you see? This is comfortable. This I can read. This I can flip through and like not strain my neck or hand while reading. Imagine having a book completely open. Wow. Another well-read book, Daisy Jones and the Six. I can flip it completely open. How nice is that? I can actually read without having to turn my head when I read. I can just sit down and read. Mind blown. I'm always going to support any backcrackers out there. I'm with you. I support you. I'm with you. That would be a good name for... That would be a good name for a book club. Oh my god. I'm trademarking it now. The Backcracker Book Club, coming to you in a not so far off future. Or Spinebreaker. I think there's one hot take left. I'm not too fond of trilogy. Seems like a lot of stories are often made to fit that mold, despite being better suited for a duology or quadrilogy. So here we're going both up and down. Once again, we've discussed the duology thing. I feel like many people have a lot of opinions regarding the length of a series, which, by the way then, is not a hot take. If multiple people share that opinion, it's not really a hot take. My conclusion from this, and from people following me on Twitter, your hot takes need to get hotter. That's my bookish hot take. Yeah, I think some series actually could benefit from being rounded up to quadrilogies as well. So yeah, I somewhat agree, I guess. Do I have any hot takes now that I'm yelling on all of your hot takes? I don't think this is a hot take. Pop culture references in books. Stop it. We don't need that many. We don't need that many. We don't need you to refer to Shayna from Love is Blind or to Harry Styles or anything like that. It's not gonna age well. Stop doing it. Stop with your pop culture references. We get that you're a fan of a band or something. That's enough to know. And song lyrics. Stop with song lyrics in books as well. I skip song lyrics, okay? I think I skipped it in Daisy Jones and the Six. I can't remember properly reading those song lyrics actually. Maybe I did, I don't quite remember. That's it for this video of me reacting to your bookish hot takes. I'm gonna give you all some homework. Please work on your bookish hot takes. The next time I do this, if I ever do this again, I want the tea to be scalding. On another note, please let me know what you would think of a book club called Backcrackers or The Spine Breakers, because I'm on board. Are you on board? Would you like a book club from me? Thanks to everyone who tweeted at me and helped me with this video. I do really appreciate you. Sorry for roasting perhaps your opinions, but I actually really appreciate you interacting with the tweet and with this video. So thank you so much for that. It was fun to sit here and rant and chant. And if you have any other ideas for videos like this, I would love to do them. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before.
Thank you.